What shifts have you seen in your life post reset? Obviously, you mentioned the health one. What else?
The health one. I don't know anybody in my life that has not seen it. From family, friends, I hear it all the time. And I want to add to that, those gentlemen, this movement, this organization, you have played a small part in saving 3 of my kids.
If you caught the last episode, you will have heard from Mr. Kelly D-Switch, one of the amazing men currently volunteering at the Alpha Reset. Well, luckily for you and for me, we've been able to pull out another one of those amazing volunteers, and you're going to hear his story in a minute. This is an amazing man who has another amazing journey to share. And without any ado, let's get into it. Mr. Michael Bairn, how are you, sir?
I'm great. Really good.
Yeah. How's it been the past couple of days? Because these past couple of days have touched you in a big way.
I heard through my pack a couple of guys that had volunteered, and they came back with an amazing story of what it had done for them. And it hit me. It's what I knew that's what I needed along my journey in my story. My story has not been shaping the way I had envisioned it, but I've been building and growing on that daily. And so I knew it was what I needed. It has not been at all what I expected. I just figured, you know what, give back. The movement's has meant a lot to me. And so in my natural giving spirit, I thought, you know, I'm going to give back to something that I've taken or I've received a lot from. So that's what I thought. I was coming up here to be a quasi cook, a quasi errand boy, quasi just anything that Mark needed. And it has been so far from that. Just the ability to do some of those things, to actually help out in the kitchen, but more so take part in the whole process again. It's like I already told you before we got on camera, you've got me at a disadvantage. We're on day 3. So it's all coming together again. And just the emotion of it all. I knew what it meant when I was here and I was a participant here. I knew what it meant to me then. Coming back and getting to experience it from the outside. Oh, the outside looking in is, I think somebody said 10-fold. It's 100-fold. I see a little bit of myself in every man in there, volunteers, Mark, everybody, and the 9 gentlemen that are in there. I think the thing that I'm taking away is what's so amazing to me is whether it's the United States, whether it's Canada, which I've got lots of contacts in, the UK now, South Africa. We're just men. We're just men with a common bond, a common cause. I wish I could find the word, but it's so, okay. When I left here last time, everybody uses transformational. I'm against the grain kind of guy. And so I didn't want to use transformational. In fact, I remember in my exit interview, I said my word was elevation. I felt like I was elevated. That's how dumb I am. I'm transformed. After this week, I'm transformed. I want to sit here and lie and tell everybody what a bad experience it is. And so maybe they won't ever sign up to be a volunteer and I can come back time after time by default. But no, it really is a transforming event, transforming situation for me to where I came here to help men grow, to be a mentor and help men grow. And I'm the one growing. I'm the one receiving the growth in this.
I love how huge your heart is, brother. let's share with the listeners a little bit about your journey. Because the people that are going to be listening to this is going to be guys in the movement that are considering volunteering, which we kind of spoken to a bit there. And we've got guys who are going to be considering joining the activation method for self. So I was kind of sharing this with you earlier, but just to give the listeners a bit of a backstory and you too. So we've had this program for 8 years. We kind of hit a pause on a piece of the program during COVID because we couldn't run events, obviously. But essentially, the men go through a process in the activation method for self. It's totally focused on self. Obviously, relationships is focused on relationships, and it culminates in the alpha reset. So previously, over the past few years, there hasn't been a way for anybody to get access to the alpha reset unless they went through the program and were in the Brotherhood. Because we want to help more people, we're now going to open it up by enabling them to go through a group coaching process in the beginning called the activation method, for obvious reasons, because certain things happen at a reset. So we want them to experience certain things together, and it culminates in the reset. So some of the people listening to this will be the people who are considering going through that process and ultimately going through the reset. What advice would you have to a guy that is listening to this who is just feeling a bit lost, stuck, kind of like he's spinning his wheels? On the outside, he looks like he has it all together. On the inside, he kind of feels like it's falling apart. And he doesn't know what to do. And this is one of his options. What advice would you give him?
In setting that up, I was that guy. I was coasting through life with selfish confidence. I was just that things in life that you've heard about happen to other guys, not me. My wife and I's relationship was drifting apart. I didn't realize it because I didn't acknowledge it. I just thought, any disagreement here and there was just a pothole in the road. We just navigated the pothole and went on. But I'd never, ever thought it was, something that was obstructive in our marriage. Wake up one day to her finally getting the courage to verbalize it to me. And she verbalized it in a way that it floored me. It was my wake up call because it just floored me. In that, I'm just going to kind of hit the highlights. In that desperation, it's the first time I ever really felt that way. It's certainly in a relationship, but in my desperation, I went online, just kind of what we do nowadays. We seek rather than face it really head on, we seek advice somewhere else. I went online to try to get advice and figure out what was going on. And by the grace of God, I came across a TPM ad, and I've told this story a million times. I reached out like at 2:30 in the morning, where I was at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, filled out an application, or filled out the online application, or at least online application to receive some feedback. And because of the different time zones, literally by 6:30, 7 o'clock that morning, somebody had reached out to me. That got my attention to begin with. That was a sign. I had the first call, and by 11 that morning, I was already receiving the follow-up call of trying to find out, the first call was to calm me down, in my words, because I was kind of on the cliff's edge. First call was kind of calm me down. And then the second call was to find out, was, my intent, or was I really ready to accept moving forward? And I did. I just remember going through the whole process, going I could tell you the conversation verbatim. I won't, but it was that crystal clear to me. Moved ahead into the activation method. It taught me to put in some work. It taught me some lessons too, that, yeah, we all do have shortfalls. We all do have shortcomings, but it taught me to put in the work. And more so, it got me on the path of putting in the work for me. The emphasis was that I took was more, I was fixing me.
Hey guys, I wanted to interrupt this episode because it's dawned on me that many of you guys aren't aware that we actually have a book on how to save your marriage without talking about it. Now, thousands of men have read it, they've reviewed it, and I want to give you the opportunity to do the same. If you're interested in grabbing it, it's a short read, but it's helped a lot of men just like you. And maybe you're not interested in the activation method yet, but this is a small entry point that can really turn things around for you. Go over on Amazon. We have it priced as cheap as Amazon will let us. And that way you have a resource that you can use right now to start getting some results in your marriage. Now let's get back to the episode.
If I could show you a picture of me 15 months ago, that's one of those success wows. 80 pounds heavier for no reason, just because it was easy. I didn't have anybody holding me accountable but myself, and I wasn't holding myself accountable. That was just me, the happy-go-lucky me. As part of committing to me, obviously I started the physical aspect of it, then came the mental, then really opening up and breaking through some barriers that selfishly I didn't know I had. I know I'm jumping, but go from the activation method, which was very valuable to me, taught me some very valuable lessons in what she was needing, what she was asking me for, opening up my heart to hear her needs while I was focusing on myself, but also focusing on proverbially saving the marriage. That took me into the Brotherhood. Without hesitation, I couldn't get enough of it. Without hesitation, I went into the Brotherhood after the invitation to go further. Got in a great pack, great coach, just accountability and learning all the time. It's invaluable. As part of the Brotherhood, obviously, the reset is, I'm going to say, part of the curriculum. It's obviously heavily stressed, but wow. The reset in and of itself, the processes that you receive, the support, the love, sharing of that common bond, but really the processes make you dig so deep within yourself. Transformational. I'm well in my 50s, and you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's BS. I'm not sure what I need to be saying, but yeah, that's BS. You can teach an old dog new tricks, because the reset really, really, really is a focused application to get you to dig deep within yourself. Transformational. If I could give anybody advice, get out of your head. Don't think about it. Just commit to it. If you want to do right by yourself, commit to it and stop thinking about it and just go. You will not be disappointed.
What shifts have you seen in your life post reset? Obviously, you mentioned the health one. What else?
The health one. I don't know anybody in my life that has not seen it. From family, friends, I hear it all the time. And now it's kind of funny because the same friends that were not holding me accountable before are now holding me accountable. I get it all the time of, if I know specific friends, look at where you've come to, look at what you've done. Look, you're not even the guy I used to know. And they constantly remind me, if I get if I start to stray a little bit or what, they remind me, you're not even the same guy. Look at what you've done. Look at where you're going. And it's just constant positive feedback that I may gain 100 pounds. I won't gain 100 pounds. I will not do that because I know, I realize now how stupid it was to let me health-wise and body-wise get to that point. So I know I won't. The point I was going to say is I may gain 100 pounds. I may do this. I may do that. But in my heart and in my head, transform forever. Won't ever go back to that.
Because you said, I described that guy who's the before version, and you said I was that guy. So that guy was the guy that outwardly looked successful, inwardly felt very different, lost, spinning his wheels. So who's the guy after? How would you summarize him? I know you're saying transformed. Yeah, health's transformed. People see it. But the summary of the guy before, lost, spinning his wheels, outwardly successful, but feels very different. How would you summarize the guy after? The guy now?
Now, that guy gets up and looks in the mirror and is proud of what he sees in the mirror. He looks forward to getting dressed, and whether it be going to work or just going out in life every day, because he truly does have the confidence and truly does have the direction in his life that he wants to make a difference. He felt like he was making a difference before, but it was all acts. Now it's actions. Now I really want to go out and make a difference through action that I can stand behind and feel good about what I'm doing, and not these just so-called acts that you're kind of hiding behind.
I love that. I love that. It's a huge shift. One guy once described it as though it's like he was wearing glasses. And when he took the glasses off, he was able to realize, oh, the sky's blue, the grass is green. It's like he was living in black and white before. And all of a sudden he realized the world was in color. And there's so much vibrancy and richness that he then had with his kids and with himself and with just life in general.
I shared with you this morning just a little bit what I've been thinking about, that in Mark and Andy did my resets or my reset, and then I'm fortunate enough to get to spend another reset with Mark. Mark's masterful. What a great man. He's masterful, and how he presents and just how he gets the most out of you. And I commented to you this morning, having a job like Mark's must be like an OBGYN, to where, I mean that in the form of somebody who gets to bring life to the world every single day. They actually get to see the miracle of life coming to fruition every single day. Very similar. Mark doesn't get to bring life in, but Mark gets to see life reborn. And that's honest. That's truly how I feel. You ask the previous version versus the current version. That's how I feel. It's like I've been given a chance to be reborn, not just from a spiritual level, but as a man, just reborn.
Yeah. So our mission is to save the kids by saving their fathers first. And you, my friend, have just played an incredible role in helping to transform the lives of 10 or so men in that room. And I want to thank you for contributing to the mission that we're on. This year, our target is to impact 9,590 kids by getting to the fathers first. And every bit of help is much welcomed and received. So I want to thank you, because you've played a key role in supporting these men and rebirthing them and helping them to be where they're at right now. So from me and the TPM team, just thank you very much.
the honor has been a blessing to me. And I want to add to that, those gentlemen, this movement, this organization, you have played a small part in saving 3 of my kids.
Any final words?
I've been filled with thoughts and emotions inside of what this has meant to me, the powerful man. I know that the movement has been transformational for so many, that there have been talks and ideas about transforming it or elevating it up to father-son, to expanding off in different areas and just growing the movement as it very well should be grown. I, even while I was here, and I know I'm not the first one to ask the question, because just out of curiosity as to what would that ever look like if the powerful man expanded into, we kind of decided the powerful man and the powerful woman were oxymorons, where they would collide, but into a woman's version of the powerful man movement. I just allowed myself to sit back and take that in, sit back and think about that for a while. Because if every woman had the opportunity to experience what this movement was all about, I guess I'm going to narrow it down and selfishly say, if I was in a relationship with a woman who had the opportunity to participate in this program and benefit from it and get the same raw emotions from it and direction from it that I have received, wow. Problems and marital problems, relationship problems, any kind of problems would not exist if we were all on the same basis of where everybody got it. And I know that's a very inspired dream, but if everybody got it got the concept of what this movement truly means, we wouldn't have any issues in this world. Leading by example.
Well said. And yeah, we'll continue that conversation.
Yeah.
So guys, you've heard it from yet another incredible man. World needs you. Your kids need you. Your family needs you. Your community needs you. Your business needs you. You need you. You are your number one asset. You are the best investment you can make in yourself, whether that's with TPM or anywhere. Look, just take action. If any of this has resonated with you, take action, because you're worth it and you deserve it. We'll see you next time on The Powerful Man Show.